Isn't the big D, isn't that for Dallas? I mean, what do you got a Dallas
defense? The defense wins championships.
Oh, is that what that's for?
That's what that's for. Defense. And the first half was all about defense.
Defense wins championships, he says. All right, so you are live with us right now, Lights Out Sports Podcast, our Super Bowl 60 instant reaction. Here we go. Cheese, I want to tell you there is something didn't quite pick up your X account, but I will tell everybody, for those of you who don't know, Cheese has his X account back. Yay!
I got it back. The hacker is done. I have my X account back. We'll figure out how to get it for next show, but yes, it's back. Good day all around, especially that, and also, I predicted this game correctly, and so many facets. So I'm going to milk that the whole show.
Of course, and if I would have got it right, I'd probably be milking it the whole show too. So unfortunately, I did not. So I think the only thing that I got right was about halfway through. You and I were talking about who was going to be the MVP, and I had to start working on this before they announced it, but. You said Kenneth Walker did get the MVP, which I was hoping he would. But
you texted me in the third quarter and said he would. So that good call with you. Good call.
That's the only one I got right today. So we'll talk about that and a lot more stuff here on the Lights Out Sports Podcast. Again, this is our Super Bowl 60 instant reaction. So, Cheese, here's the first question, buddy. I can't wait to get your answer on this. We're going to start it out hot. Are the Seattle Seahawks the best team in the NFL?
Yes, absolutely. They're so good at everything. They're good on offense. They're good on defense. They don't have any weaknesses. The one weakness is guard. It showed up a little bit in this game with a lot of pressure. Milton Williams getting pressure. The defensive line of the Patriots, Sam Darold, constantly guys in his face. That's their only weakness. Special teams, incredible. The punter was amazing. God, okay, I have to know his name. Hold on. The punter, Michael Dixon. Michael Dixon was incredible. The kicker, Jason Myers, was incredible. The long snapper wasn't very good, but a couple of snaps were bad. But the kicker punter combination is the best in the NFL. Both are top three at their position. It just Seattle is the best team in the NFL. Rams close second, but yes.
Wow. Did you just give props to kickers and punters?
Special teams was a factor in this game. Yes, I did. They're not football players, but I'm just thinking about Green Bay Packers, who have a great punter and the rest of their special teams is dog shit. And thinking that, man, if they had this kind of special teams, they may have won more games this year. They may have been in this game. Who knows? But yeah.
All right, well, guys, as you can see at the bottom line there in the comments, tell us, how would you celebrate a Super Bowl victory, and should you celebrate a Super Bowl defeat? So we will answer that at the very end, and you guys give your comments to us. We'll put them up on screen, and we'll kind of go from there. So we're getting a lot of, hellos and highs, as we always get.
Hi, Matthew.
We appreciate that. Of course, our buddies, this is from Roger from the Red Hot Reds podcast. Yes, I am just as excited about this as I am anything else. So maybe I can do some things to where I can actually get some stuff right here. Matthew Guzman says it was crazy. Yes, that game was crazy in a lot of different ways, and we'll talk about it here. The reason why I asked you, Cheese, if the Seattle Seahawks are the best team in the NFL, I have felt before that after I watched the Super Bowl, that even though a team won a Super Bowl, they still weren't the best team in the NFL. But you do still feel like right now, so the Seahawks won the game and they're the best team in the NFL?
I think so. Yeah, some years, circumstances, whatever reason, the best team doesn't always win. That happens, but I do. I think they are the best team. When you sent me this, you sent me the text. You were going to ask this question. Okay, yeah, spoilers. But I thought about it. I quickly went through all the teams, and I don't think anyone would have beaten Seattle today. And the only team that came close was the Rams, and they didn't. They failed. So, yes, I think Seattle Seahawks are the best team in the NFL, and they deserve to win it. And congratulations. It's it's an incredible season for them, incredible story.
All right, so Matthew, we don't want you to lie. We want you to tell the truth here. All right, this show used to be called the Sports Truth Podcast. We switched the name when we switched the hosts and stuff like that. So it's still a truthful place for you to be. It's just now called the Lights Out Sports Podcast. I have to say, about 4 or 5 minutes into the second quarter, Mike Tirico said they were playing Lights Out. And I was like, oh, he said our name.
He watches our podcast.
He does. He must. Absolutely. So, yes, we're going to get to some other things.
Mike Tirico. He likes us too. I always like Mike Tirico. He's very good at his job.
Yeah, I actually like both those guys, Tirico and Collinsworth. I love that.
Collinsworth.
I believe it was when the interception happened, when Love made the interception, and Chris Collinsworth goes, "I got nothing." I mean, I'm sure he's not supposed to say "I got nothing," but I thought it was an honest, truthful, I can't keep talking about the same things over and over and over again. This defense is great. So,
well, I'm glad you brought that up. But I think what he meant was, he wanted to say, but he wasn't going to. What the bleep was Drake May thinking on that play?
Yeah.
What Chris Collinsworth wanted to say was, that's the worst throw I've seen this year. That might be the dumbest throw I have seen in a long time. Well, so what were you thinking?
And he did say, which I got to give him his props for, he decided to say it a different way. He said, "I don't think it's time for desperation yet in this game." And that was kind of a nicer way of saying, what in the world are you doing?
Well, no, see, Drake made this drive before, made 2 of the best throws of the entire game. He made 2 perfect throws to Matt Collins back to back, 2 deep throws. They were incredible. That shows you how good Drake May can be. I absolutely loved seeing that because it went from 19-0, 19-7 back in the game. Yeah. Those throws were perfect. So he was, I guess Collins was expecting, okay, maybe do that again. And maybe Drake May got a little overconfident. And that's why he made a mistake.
Yeah, so I know we're going to talk about some other stuff. And we've got some notes here that we're certainly going to get to. We got like 5 things that we want to make sure that we cover here in this instant reaction that we're doing to Super Bowl 60 here on the Lights Out Sports Podcast. Matthew, first of all, thank you for subscribing. We both appreciate that. So do the rest of us here. We're building and building and building.
Does not know.
And yeah, I'm not sure what you don't know. I don't want to say you don't know anything, but I don't know.
He doesn't know if the Seahawks are the best team, but I think they are.
Okay, maybe it is what Matt's saying. He doesn't know if they are.
It's Bully's favorite team. My friend lives in Washington State. It's his team, so he's very happy. Bully's got to be happy right now.
Yes, Roger. We'll get to that here in a minute. He's asking if Sam Darnold's good. Yeah, he's pretty good. Well, we'll get to more of that here in just a second. I want to make sure you run through a lot of these comments because I love it when you guys comment, and there's a lot of stuff going down right now. Here we go. I'm just making sure we click on everything. I want to make sure that we get everything in here, guys. We appreciate each and every one of you. So my prediction, Cheese, the wrong prediction, obviously, was that the Patriots were going to win a close game and that they were going to run the ball with Travion Henderson. They did neither one of those things. Mm-hmm. But they tried to run the ball a few times. I saw the very beginning of the third quarter I thought was really telling, and then they got away from it. Like they ran the ball to him. He got an 8-yard play. Now I know they ran it again on second, and he got nothing. But shouldn't you have just kept feeding the running back? Because I don't know about you, but it looked to me like Drake May was more injured than what they let on by some of those throws and stuff that he did. What did you think about that?
That's impossible to know. It's possible, But I think the main reason to keep trying to run is just because they could protect him. They could not protect him. There's 7 sacks in the game, constantly under pressure. And I tell you what surprised me. Seattle, in their first 2 games in the playoffs, played almost exclusively man coverage and rarely blitzed. In this game, they blitzed a ton and played all zone almost the entire game. And I think that threw New England off. I think New England expected man coverage. They didn't expect blitzes. And Drake May did not adjust to it. It was such a great job. The Seattle coaching staff just called like a near perfect game. Everyone talked about Vrabel and Josh McDaniels, but Mike McDonald, Clint Kubiak, the coaching staff of the Seahawks was incredible. They have such a good coaching staff, and yeah, that to me, it surprised me. If you watch my video earlier today, when I said I thought they're going to play exclusively man, but it threw Drake May off, and I don't know if he's injured, but certainly they got him out of rhythm, and that was key.
Well, there were some of those throws that he made that weren't even close, though.
There were, and he had 2 turnovers, and I figured they probably do that. They get him out of his game and force a couple turnovers. And got to shout out Byron Murphy. He was a first-round pick in the 2024 draft out of Texas. Short, tiny defensive tackle, but so productive at Texas. I watched him in the SEC. He was incredible, and probably goes top 10 if he has good size. He doesn't, and he had an incredible game. He had 2 sacks and a strip fumble. So yeah, Byron Murphy, great game for him.
And just like I had predicted earlier, I will say that I think I got this close. You can disagree with me if you want, but really the Patriots played a pretty good game. When you only get 4 first downs, I believe it was, or was it no? How many first downs did they get in the first half? Like, it was minimal.
A few.
Yeah, I think it was 4, if I remember correctly. So I mean, when you only get 4 first downs in a
it didn't feel like that.
How can you win?
Exactly. It was the pressure. Like, so the Seattle Seahawks, I said they have very few weaknesses. They have 6 or 7 defensive linemen that could start for any team. They're deep. They don't have a Micah Parsons. They don't have a Jeffrey Simmons, a Chris Jones, a Aiden Hutchinson, but they have 6 or 7 guys that are very good players that could start for anyone. And New England could not block that.
All right, so they also, the Patriots also blitzed Seattle too. We saw that a lot, and I'll get with Roger's question here. Is Sam Darnold good? Did he handled? Would you say he handled the pressure better than what Drake May did? And then would you also double down, because we talked about this on our last show? Would you say that Sam Darnold handled the pressure better in this final game of the season than he did in his final game of last season?
Last season, he was terrible. He handled pressure horribly. Sam Darnold is good. Sam Darnold is very good. And there were so many plays in this game where he is being grabbed and he gets out of it and still either makes a play or almost makes a play. Constantly, he had pressure in his face. And both offensive lines didn't play well. I'm going to make a future video about this, probably in a week or two, about how offensive line play is just terrible in the NFL overall and why it's happening. But Sam Darnold handled it so well. He's so good now, and he used to be terrible at this, at standing in the pocket the last second and then delivering it. Now, I'll say this. He missed a wide open touchdown early in the game to JSN. Yes, just JSN. I'm going to call him JSN. Wide open, like, because of the pressure. And then there was a play where they ended with a field goal where he had Cooper Kupp and he just led him too far. Like, he wasn't perfect. He missed some throws. I get that. But yes, Sam Darnold is good. Pressure in his face. He still made some incredible throws. So I still would have voted him MVP over Kennard Walker. I can't believe I'm saying that, but just because of the constant pressure and just how much improved he is as a quarterback.
All right. Now, I'm not sure if I agree with Bill all the way here, but I'll put it up on the screen and let you react to it, Cheese. Here it is.
That's bullying, by the way.
Oh, is that your buddy?
That's bully. Of course it's bully. Yeah. His name is William Bixby. That's his real name.
Okay. So what do you think? Do you think it was kind of over before it started?
No. God, no. I did think Seattle, I did my video earlier, You haven't watched it, Mike.
You keep saying I did my video, but you never tell us where this video is at.
At Football with Cheese, CHEZ, Football with Cheese. I wasn't going to make one today, but I just started thinking. I rewatched both title games, and actually rewatched both Seattle playoff games, and then I rewatched Denver versus New England. I rewatched all three of those games, and then I thought I gotta just have final thoughts. And my thoughts were Seattle is even better than I thought, and I think they're going to win between 11 and 17 points. They're going to win by 2 or even 3 scores. That was my thinking, and they won by 16. I said 11-17. I just felt like they were better in so many aspects, and that it was a terrible matchup for the Patriots. So, thanks, Bully. Love you too, brother. Bully's like my brother. So
yeah, at least somebody does. I mean, there's one person out there in the world that does. So we're good.
But he's, I'm happy for him because he's a Seahawks fan. So.
Well, that's good. That's good. So, we talked a lot about Seattle. We talked a little bit about the Patriots, talked a lot about Seattle, and we should give them their flowers. They just won the Super Bowl. But I want to ask you this. Is the saying true, Cheese? Mm-hmm. Does defense win championships?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. If you have an elite defense, you get in that game, it's quarterback, number one. If you have a great quarterback, that's the most important thing. Defense, number 2. And special teams, number 3. If you have a great defense, as long as your quarterback doesn't make mistakes and plays good, you are probably going to win the Super Bowl. So defense is so key. And there are so many teams, so many great teams with great offenses, great quarterbacks that don't even get to the Super Bowl because their defense just isn't good enough. So many Aaron Rodgers teams, so many Josh Allen teams, Lamar Jackson teams. Those are great quarterbacks. And there are so many years that they didn't even make it because their defenses just weren't good enough. And Seattle's defense was tremendous.
Now, Billy, that's not right. They were there. They actually played pretty well, but it's like I said earlier, when
they did,
your offense doesn't perform well, it's I don't care how good your defense is. I mean, if Seattle had a kicker with a broken leg, the game would have been tied at the end. I was texting this back and forth to Cheese earlier, and we were talking back and forth. How I was ranting and raving that the kicker could possibly get the MVP.
Please no. Please
no. He's like, no. But when you said no, I also said that, if the kicker's not there, then that game's tied 7-7. So kicker's a pretty vital part of that game. They eventually did score again, but
kickers are important. They're just not football players.
All right, so William here. Seahawks schemed to beat Pats blocking and pressured May, who couldn't find receivers nor even get rid of the ball at times. Yeah.
Well, they played zone, and that threw May off. They played zone, and they sent a lot of blitzes. They dropped in coverage. Then they blitzed. They dropped in coverage, blitz. They threw everything in the playbook at him. They shocked him because Seattle played man almost exclusively in their first 2 games, and I think that's what New England was counting on, and Drake May was counting on. Mm-hmm. And you got to give Mike McDonald credit. He's an incredible coach. I would have voted him Coach of the Year, and he's a Super Bowl winning coach, and you can never take that away from him. So great job by the Seattle coaching staff.
All right, so we know that you said the running back for Seattle, Walker.
Kennard Walker, yes.
Who was also a free agent, by the way. Should be interesting. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's going to up his stock in the free agency market.
Oh, yeah.
So he gets Super Bowl MVP. Cheese, is there anyone else on that field tonight who you could have made a case for in getting Super Bowl MVP?
Well, let me just quickly talk about Kennard Walker. I kind of didn't like what Chris Collinsworth said about him. He dropped a terrible pass, would have been a first down on a third down. Was not good. He isn't great at picking up the blitz, but Chris Collinsworth made it look like he sucks at catching. He sucks at picking up blitz. Like he's the worst and only good at running. He's not great at either one, but he's not terrible. He's not the worst. So I didn't like the way Chris Collinsworth painted him as like he's only good at running, nothing else. He had a couple of huge catches in the game. He did have a bad drop, but he had a couple of huge catches. But his patience, his feet, his one-cut ability is incredible. And there were so many plays where New England was just rushing at him, just we're stopping the one. They were flying at the football, and he saw that and made a cut and was able to gain so many extra yards, and that's why he won the MVP, in my opinion. You were laughing.
Collinsworth did call him the most patient runner in the business. I mean, he was doing the skip to my loo stuff with him and all kinds of things. So I mean,
he compared him to Le'Veon Bell, and he's the most Le'Veon Bell since Le'Veon Bell. If you watch Le'Veon Bell in his prime with the Steelers, he'll stand in the backfield for a few seconds and wait for the hole to open and then hit it. I'm surprised more running backs don't do that. Everyone just wants to hit the hole. I'm surprised.
And
because sometimes it takes a while to open for a play to develop.
Right, and you got to remember the second half of their two-headed monster running back is out.
Zach Charbonnet, who had a great year.
Yes, and so now you're down to just Kenneth Walker, and he had pressure on him to do what he did tonight, and he did it. Actually, he's done it in the last 2 or 3 games, so very good. I have to say, I hope that I take it that Billy lives in Seattle.
Bully.
Or I'm sorry, Bully lives in Seattle.
Yes, he's a bully. Bully
might, yeah, maybe.
Yes, Bully is not. Doesn't drink, so he doesn't like people that are like drunk and being stupid. So
I'm right there with you, Bully. I'm not a big drinker either, buddy. I love it. I like to be in control of my facets and everything that's going on around me. 100% with you, buddy.
To answer your question, I really think, despite missing a few throws, Sam Darnold, just considering all the pressure in his face. Jackson Smith and Jigba missing a couple series, just all of it. I still think I might have voted for him, but Kennard Walker, Sam Darnold, either one I've been happy with being the MVP. Just not the kicker, Jason Myers. No.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay. I think, especially in the first half, Christian Gonzalez kept his team in the game.
Yeah.
Could you give the MVP to someone like Christian Gonzalez on the losing team just because of the performance that he had?
This is such a good question because there have been Super Bowls in the past. Ones I've seen, ones I've read about because I love football history, that the best player in the field was not on the winning team.
Right.
He was incredible. There were 2 humongous plays that he just batted the ball down. Touchdown before halftime, a deep ball earlier in the game. Like, he completely stopped huge plays just because he's so amazing. And it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. No. The answer is no, because it's got to go to someone winning the game. Even if you're the best player in the field, which he might have been, it's going to go to a winning team. It's the way it's always been. It's the way it's going to be. But he was tremendous. I'm glad you brought him up.
So, now we got
I'm sure.
Bully, right?
That's Bully.
I keep wanting to call him Billy because it says Bill on the screen.
Well, William Bixby, that's him.
Okay, got it. So he's telling us how terrible the people there are celebrating. Down at the bottom of the screen, it says, in the comments, tell us, how would you celebrate a Super Bowl victory? And should you celebrate a Super Bowl defeat? And what I mean by that is, you're the second best team in football. That's not a bad thing, right? You got there, you represented your division. I understand you lost the game, but aren't you going to celebrate at least that you made it to the Super Bowl? I think Cheese is going to disagree with me, but we'll talk about that here at the end of the show, and we would love to have your comments.
I can't wait for your take on that. I can't
over there as well. I've got a little bit different take on it because I'm a guy who a lot of times I will say that you don't celebrate a loss. This might be the one exception. And
what about Toronto Blue Jays? Well, Toronto Blue Jays. We'll talk about them too, maybe. Okay.
Maybe.
Why
didn't Stephon Diggs have a bigger part in the game?
Because they played zone. They were respecting man. They were designing. I think Josh McDaniels designed a game to get him open in man coverage, and they threw all this zone at him, and I think it took them off of their game plan. I think the game plan was designed to get Stephon Diggs in one-on-one coverage in the slot, and they just barely played man. They played zone, and I think it threw them off the game. So they had to adjust, and that and the fact that Jake May just didn't have time to throw.
I don't know if I want to post this up here or not. I don't know if I want your ego to get any larger than what it was or what it is right now. You should have heard this guy bragging on himself before we went on the air. I'm glad he I'm glad he got
Not
it out
me.
of the system. Oh, not me.
No, Walker's impact. I talked about Kanoa Walker. Remember our special? I talked about him. I thought he was going to have a really good game. I thought they'd be able to run the ball, and I didn't think New England would. And I think that was a big factor. I was correct. I did not think the Patriots could run the ball. So it was up to Drake May. I think scrambling, if you watched my video earlier today on @Football with Cheese, I thought if Drake May needs to scramble and run for a lot of yards to get them out of man to keep the defense honest, and he didn't. And that was the biggest problem for New England's offense. They can't run the ball, so they were one-dimensional. Right back at you, bully.
What is going on here? What are we doing? What are we doing? All right, so talking about Stephon Diggs for a second, let's talk about this kind of sideline skirmish that happened midway through the third quarter or so. He got shoved out of bounds. It was clearly out of bounds.
Stephon Diggs did, yes. Yes,
Stephon Diggs did. The referees got in there and broke it up, but for some reason, they continued to let them play. They didn't throw any foul, any flags, and anything else. And then there was a punch that was thrown, probably another minute and a half later.
Josh Jobe, I believe. I believe it was Josh Jobe. Yeah, okay.
And because they didn't throw a flag, they couldn't eject him or do anything to him. So the question's kind of two-part, Cheese. Should that have been called? And then should the guy who threw the punch got thrown out of the game?
Yes and yes. Absolutely. It should have been called. Terry McCauley was the rules official in the game, said it. Should have been called, and he should have been ejected. That was horrible. And you're up 19-0. What are you doing? It's 19-0. Do not give them anything. He's lucky. Yeah. Then you get a 15-yard penalty. Who knows? You get momentum. Maybe they throw a touchdown pass the next play. Josh Jobe, you're about to be a free agent, I believe. What are you doing? That was one of the dumbest things you could possibly do. And Seattle's had a reputation of doing stuff like that. They have for years, like getting dumb penalties. It was so stupid. He's lucky they didn't call it.
Yes, he did. Well, once we get to the end here and we do our question that's at the bottom of that's at the bottom of the screen down there. Let me put that big ham hock up there in the middle of the screen. We actually have a good take from Bully, who's been in the Super Bowl before, but his team's not been on the winning side. So he's got a good comment over here. We'll get to all of that here shortly as we talk about how should you celebrate a win in the Super Bowl and if you should celebrate a defeat. We'll get to both of those here in just a second. At the end of the game, one of the last things that I saw after the game was done, before I started, for those of you who have never done anything like this, it takes a few minutes to put all this together and do all the graphics and get everything all lined up. So I watched a little bit of the aftermath of the game, but I didn't stay there by the television too long. I went in here and started doing this. I'm not like Cheese where I have a separate room. I have a television behind me, obviously you can see it, but I can't be playing the game and stuff on that while I'm.
Oh, I have two TVs.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I have two TVs. Oh, okay.
I have two.
Yeah, you got a huge ego right at the moment too, but that's okay. Sam Darnold was interviewed, Cheese, and I know you love Sam Darnold and you really love the Sam Darnold story. He said, and I'm going to quote him here for a second. I want to get your opinion on this quote.
Okay.
As long as you believe in yourself, anything is possible. Do you truly believe that?
Yes and no. Someone like him who's got a lot of talent, a lot of arm talent. Yes, sure, absolutely. To some people, well, anything's not possible if you don't have the talent. He's got the talent and he's got the belief and he works hard, and it's such an incredible story. I made a video about that. You can go to my channel and search it. But he was the third overall pick by the Jets. The Jets didn't give him any help. It was a disaster. He was a bust. He was on the Panthers, then he was on the 49ers, then the Vikings last year, and he finally had a good season. But he didn't play well the last two games. And even the Vikings decided, okay, well, maybe he's still not good, and didn't re-sign him, despite being 10th in the MVP voting. And Seattle signed him. And he goes from being draft bust to he's fifth NFL team. And he wins the Super Bowl. It's pretty incredible. I love the story, and it's the power of the ginger. He has red hair. If the Patriots had signed Andy Dalton, they would have probably won. The power, because his hair is more ginger. It's the power of the ginger hair.
Power of the ginger hair, huh? Yeah. Well, at least your fans are at least realistic with you here, right? So.
Oh boy.
But I mean, I'm a positive guy too. At least I try to be as much as possible, right? I'm not going to lie and tell you that I'm positive all the time, because there's some things that happen in your life. I mean, it's life, right? So I guess what I want to say about this is his little saying: as long as you believe in yourself, anything is possible. Yeah, as long as you believe in yourself, it helps to have a bunch of millions of dollars too. It's to where you can go take special quarterback classes, and you can go and get the best trainer, and you can do all of these things that something like you and I can't afford. I mean, if we can do that, we wouldn't be having to produce our own podcast, and we'd have somebody else do it for us, and all we'd concentrate on is doing the material and everything else. So it's nice to say that as long as you believe in yourself, anything is possible. But sometimes it's a little harder to actually get it done, depending on the resources that you have. So
it's just a good story. It's a good quote just based on what he's gone through. But I don't want to knock him for saying it. But it's just an incredible story. He never won a playoff game before this year, and there was so much talk about it was just a flash in the pan last season. Was it? And Seattle's like, no, we believe in him. So, could you put that right back up? What did Williams say?
He called him Sam Dilfer. I assume he knows exactly what he's talking about.
Okay, so he's better than Trent Dilfer. He's a lot better than Trent Dilfer. Sam Darnold is, but that's hilarious.
Yes, that was pretty good, buddy.
It was.
I'm not sure if everybody caught it. I wasn't even sure if you caught it. That's why I took it down pretty quick. I was like, oh, he didn't see it. He didn't catch it. But
since Trent Dilfer, the only quarterback that wasn't like a really good player that won a Super Bowl was Nick Foles. So you have to have a good quarterback.
It's possible, but it's not very probable.
Not very probable. Yep.
Okay. So let's talk about this question at the bottom of the screen. Be the last thing we do on our instant reaction. We didn't want this to go really, really long. We know that there's a lot of people on some of the other coasts, especially over on the East Coast, that they're fighting sleep right now and trying to stay awake with us. And we certainly appreciate you guys all doing that. You can catch us on our X account. It is All Gloves Off SM. You can go over to Cheese's X account. What's that now, sir? You got it up and running again?
It's at Football Cheese, football and then CHEEZ, and my YouTube channel is at Football with Cheese, CHEEZ. So yeah, make sure. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that button. It looks like this. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you have not.
We do appreciate it when you do that. We are going to have some more content. It's one of the reasons why I probably look a little tired, because I am right at the moment. I'll be very honest with you. I'm fighting it, sticking up and staying up with you guys, and want to make sure we do everything here and we complete this out as we do our instant reaction to Super Bowl 60. I'm sorry, to Super Bowl 60 here on the Lights Out Sports Podcast. Let's get to our very last thing that we wanted to talk about. I can't wait to talk, because I think we're going to disagree on this a little bit.
Uh-oh. We never disagree.
Oh, no, never. Not us. Cheese, let's take the first part. How would you, not as somebody else, or you as Cheese, right?
Oh,
doing what you do and the life that you live, how would you celebrate a Super Bowl victory? Let's say you're the offensive line coach, the guy that doesn't make a ton of money, or you're the quarterback's coach. He doesn't make a ton of money, but he really wants to go out and celebrate like an average human being. How would you do it?
Well, not hookers and blow. That's for sure.
No, we don't want to. No. I know a person in your life that would probably not be real happy with your choice of celebration if that was it.
Not hookers and blow.
Mm-hmm.
I just celebrate with friends and family. I just enjoy it. Just take in the moment. with the people around me. If I'm a coach of offensive line coach, quarterback coach, I take in the group and just enjoy it and spend it. And just I'll say this.
Mm-hmm.
There are Patriots fans out there that are spoiled. They have, especially ones that are probably in their mid-30s, maybe early to mid-30s, that grew up thinking you're going to make the Super Bowl. Like a third of the years of my life, you've made the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So we'll just make it next year. Okay, we lost. We'll just make it next year. When Aaron Rodgers made it in 2011, I'm sure he thought he'd be back 5, 6, 7 times in his career. He never has made it back. So I would enjoy it. I'd take it all in, every aspect of it, the trophy, spending time with the teammates, family, the parade. I just take it all in and just enjoy it, take pictures, just every aspect of it, because you never know, it may never come again.
That's very true. I didn't think of it quite that way. I was thinking of it more like, what am I going to go do? Like, am I going to go to Disney World? Am I going to go, am I just going to take some time off? Am I going to reinvest in myself? Which means, like, am I going to take some of this money because they all get bonus money and stuff like that? Am I going to buy some additional equipment? Am I going to get a chef? Am I going to, something like that, to where I'm going to invest in myself and make myself a better player for the team? I think there's different avenues that you can take.
Well, Mike, I want to just bring this up because I know you're a Bengals fan. When the Bengals lost, okay, before I started my channel, and I can't remember what it was. I think it was Fox Sports. They had a panel, and someone said, the Bengals lost, that sucks, but with Burrow and their up and coming team, they'll be back. They'll be back. They'll be back in the Super Bowl pretty soon. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with next 5 years. They have not been back.
Yeah.
At all. In fact, it's gone really bad. It's gone the other way. So it's just one of those things where, so enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, because you said it earlier. You never know if you're going to get this chance again.
Yeah. The Bengals were just, if they could have blocked Aaron Donald, they have that Super Bowl. and they haven't even been really. I mean, they made an AFC title game a couple years later, but other than that, they really haven't been close. So you just never know.
And then the other side of this coin, the part of it that I want to, we got Bully's comment up here that I'm going to put up on the screen here in just a second about this as well. So you understand why you would want to celebrate a Super Bowl victory, but should you celebrate a Super Bowl defeat? You, the Patriots right at the moment, being the second best team in the National Football League. I mean, there's only 32 of them. That means you're better than 30 other ones. You're just not better than the team that just beat you. You, especially in their situation, what they were at a year ago and where they're at now is something to celebrate. I think they're moving in the right direction. And I'm going to say the same thing about them that you said and Network said about my Bengals. I don't think this is a one and done thing for them. I like their coaching staff a lot if they can stay together. I like their players. I think they get I don't know half their team. Especially the receivers. I kept seeing somebody catch a ball and I was like, who the heck is that?
You don't know Matt Collins. You don't know Matt.
No.
You don't know Pop Douglas. You don't know Pop Douglas, do you?
No. When they said Pop, I was like, what is there something popping around?
I think his name is Demario Douglas, but his nickname is Pop. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it earlier, but I believe Hollins is the guy's name.
Matt Collins, yeah.
He showed up and looking like an inmate
He was doing his Aaron Hernandez. He was trying to be Aaron Hernandez. It was hilarious, but weird as hell, but it was hilarious.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So I want to get Bully's take on this for a second, and then I'm going to get our take, and then anybody else who wants to comment about this. As we got a lot of people with us right at the moment, so I'm sure some of you have a take on this. Please share it with us. He says, when we lost to the Pats, we being the Seattle Seahawks, it was still a good thing to say we beat the 49ers and the Rams. Oh, Bully, you're making Cheese have an aneurysm over here. Cheese?
No, it was not a good thing. They should. 40 seconds ago, one time out on the 1 yard line, give the ball to Marshawn Lynch. Pete Carroll cost them the Super Bowl. Okay, I have a question. So, I'll quick statement. I have a question for you because I want your take on this. I think second place is the first loser. I think there's nothing worse. I think the two worst draft picks in the NFL are pick 31 and 20. Because 31, you lost the Super Bowl, and you don't pick high enough. And 20, you didn't even make the playoffs. So you don't even pick in the top 19. You didn't even have a playoff game. Those are my least favorite spots. Of course, not 20, 19, not 20. So those are my least favorite spots. Do you agree with me?
I'm shaking my head at the comment, not at you, sir. I like.
I think losing the Super Bowl is devastating. I'd almost rather not make the playoffs and pick higher. What do you think?
You're looking at it as an overall scheme, as the overall, like it's a chess match.
Vince Lombardi once said, "Lose." What do you say? Second place is the first loser. Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing.
Yeah.
Second place is the first loser. He said that. If you do not win the Super Bowl, you pick 31st. If you do not make the playoffs, you pick 19th. Your Bengals picked 17th last year because they went 9-8. That didn't really help them. They did not get a top 10 player. There were so many good players in the top 10. They got a player that was terrible as a rookie. So, of course, it's a bad pick, but we'll see. We'll see. But the point I'm trying to make is I think those are the worst two picks. I losing the Super Bowl to me is I almost rather win 6 or 7 games and pick like 10th, 11th. What do you think?
I thought I would like this question. That's why I kind of wanted to end with this. We got some really good comments up here, by the way.
Good point, William. Nice. That was before my time. I was probably in diapers at the time.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
Sure.
As far as like the business part of the NFL, right? But at the same, do what?
No, I'm saying just far as like draft pick, as far as winning and draft pick.
You're acting like the draft. I mean, I know you're the big draft guru and everything, but you're acting like the draft is the only way you can improve your team, and it's absolutely not. There's this thing called free agency, where you can go out. Like let's just say the Arizona Cardinals go out and get Malik Willis and they get Kenneth Walker. 2 guys in free agency that can improve their team drastically. They've got other pieces and other parts. It's not like they're a terrible team.
William made a good point. Keeping your job, okay. Missing the playoffs could cost your job, sure. I guess what I'm trying to say is, the Patriots are picking 31st. They did not win the Super Bowl, and they have some weaknesses. And picking 31st, as opposed to maybe in the teens, they're going to pick so much later. Maybe not as good a player. To go through the whole playoffs and then lose in the final, it's tough. The Packers only lost 1 Super Bowl. By the way, the Patriots now have lost 6 Super Bowls. 6 Super Bowls. Most teams haven't even been to 2, and they've lost 6 Super Bowls. So.
It must be something about that division. It's the Patriots and the Bills, right? They get there and lose.
They've combined to lose 10 Super Bowls. But Bills and Patriots have lost 10 of the 60 Super Bowls. Was Super Bowl rigged? No, I don't think it was rigged. I think no, I don't. I think things possibly could be rigged up till then, but no, Super Bowl. Too many people watching. They're not going to rig it. There were a few calls they should have made that maybe didn't, like, the Josh Jobe thing, but for the most part, I think it was well officiated.
Come on, that's a good comment. That's a good comment.
I mean, it's Jerod, but yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. But I think losing the Super Bowl is devastating because, like I said, you don't pick high and you don't win. But what would you rather have, Mike? Would you rather pick 31st, losing the Super Bowl, or would you rather pick 19th and just miss the playoffs, picking 12 spots higher?
I would say it depends on the team. I mean, if you have like when I first saw that New England was going to get there, and I realized it about 3/4 of the way through the game, because of the season they were having and the schedule they had left, I was like, okay, the Patriots are going to do this. And then I kind of thought to myself, but do they want to? I mean, are they I guess I was looking at the Patriots as I think they're a year ahead, maybe even 2 years ahead of where they thought they were going to be. So is that a good thing? Do you get, a year or two ahead? Do you put the cart before the horse, as the saying goes? And, they went to the Super Bowl. I don't think many people picked them in this Super Bowl besides stupid people like me. And ended up looking.
A lot of people did. A lot of people did. You should have watched the Pat McAfee show. Their predictions, all but one picked the Patriots.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting because they looked bad. That game was. Yeah. I sent you a text about halfway through. Said this game's boring. This game's awful, and it was. I mean, in my opinion, it was awful.
If he doesn't hit a couple of deep throws and contested catches, this game could have been way worse. Absolutely, way worse.
If Gonzalez wasn't on the field, this game would have been a blowout before halftime.
Or Matt Collins didn't make 2 unbelievable plays in a row. Yeah, it was not a close game. It was not the best Super Bowl I've ever seen.
No,
I still remember the Chiefs Eagles like 3 or 4 years ago. Was incredible. A 38-35 game. That was so fun. But this is not fun. Not at all. But
by the way, people in the comments, you can say hi as many times as you want. You get one shot. All right, you get one FaceTime here.
But I'll say this: I predicted the Seahawks would score 29 points and win by 2 scores, and they did.
Here we go.
Mic drop.
So let me close by asking you this, and then we'll bid our fans adieu. We're going to be right at about an hour or so. It's where we kind of wanted. How about
more comments?
Well, no, yeah, I'm just looking at the comment, and I decided not to put it up there.
Must be bully.
No, it's not.
Okay.
So it's probably that person that hacked your X account. Anyway.
Is it about special teams?
No.
Okay.
Okay, hang on. Now you got bully back again. So let me. I didn't even read it first. I just threw it up here because it's bully, so it's going to be a good comment.
Warren Moon. Warren Moon. He was really good. He was a very good quarterback. He played in a passing offense in Houston before the league favored a passing quarterback. So he was tremendous.
By the way, this is our show. You don't tell me what to do. Go ahead and leave. See ya. You know who I'm talking to. All right. So,
what?
They know who I'm talking to.
Okay.
It's the comments section over here.
Oh, is it a Bears troll?
I don't know. You don't. Let me put it to you this way: you don't hijack our show. This is our show. So, you said we can't celebrate the defeat. How about this? Can we celebrate individual wins? Can we celebrate how good Christian Gonzalez is, even though his team lost?
Yeah, you can celebrate how good the players, sure. Performance, yes. It's an incredible season for New England, and this season was all about teams that went from last to first or just had an easier schedule and took advantage of it. The Bears did it. The Patriots did it. This was even the Broncos had a third place schedule. This was about teams taking advantage of the schedule, and I think you would agree with this, that we have so many playoff teams this year that did make it last year. We have people like the Chiefs not in it, the Lions not in it. The Chiefs and Lions, there are people picking that as their Super Bowl. They didn't make it, and we had all these new teams make it. So it was fun. I think that aspect was fun, and the Patriots had an amazing season, and they just ran into a terrible matchup. I don't think the Patriots are a bad team or in over their head. Their schedules, they're just not very good. No, the matchup is terrible for them. It was just a bad matchup. So that's what happened.
All right. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I do too. I think they ran into a buzzsaw. I think they ran into a really hot team. And I think they ran into a really good coach who, by the way, a video that I was going to release, I had it all done. And I've battled something. I've been a little under the weather this week, and I've switched shifts, and there's a couple other things that have kind of gone on with me this week. But this was going to be on my channel. I brought back seeing the whole field. I did put 2 of those episodes up on our YouTube channel.
I watched them.
They were very good. I appreciate that. So
they're very good.
Of 4. Anyway, no, they did pretty good. So he is the first defensive play caller ever to win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yes. So good on you. Good on the Seattle Seahawks. Final thing, Cheese. And I did not put this in the notes because I didn't want you to know this was coming. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Uh-oh.
I want you to fill in this blank for me.
Okay.
Next year, the Seattle Seahawks will make the playoffs, not make the playoffs, win a second Super Bowl.
Make the playoffs. So it's so tough to repeat. Ask the Eagles. And they have some big free agents in the secondary. So I will say make the playoffs, but not repeat.
And as we pointed out, Kenneth Walker is also a free agent. So
good call.
After the game, I saw all of the Seattle people saying the right things. Oh, this is our team, and I'm proud of this team, and we're about to find out. You know, if you're proud of your team, then you'll want to re-sign back with that team if the offer is similar. But if someone blows you away with another offer, it's going to be interesting to see if all of a sudden maybe they don't like their team as much as they said they did. They like money more.
Yeah, I mean, there's always someone that might give you more money, and if that's what you care about, then you'll take it.
All right, Cheese. Hey, man, this has been a nice, fun season for us. It's actually your season's just kind of kicking in now, even though the NFL season is officially over for 2025, 2026. But you're going to do all kinds of draft stuff. Tell us what you got coming up here in the next week or two on Football with Cheese on YouTube.
So I make more videos between beginning of March and late April than all year. And I know it's the off season, but I will make a ton of videos on the combine and then free agency and then the draft, leading up the draft. Last year I was making 10 or 12 videos a week. A lot of them were short, but that's the big that's big for my channel. So if you're a huge NFL draft fan, make sure you subscribe at Football with Cheese. Coming up, I have the best player at every position on offense and defense coming up. I'm going to also do a video, most underrated player at every position, offense and defense. This is all in the next 2 weeks. And I'm going to do, what's the other one? I totally just lost it. But, I'm going to do a video on offensive line play. How gradually the last 4 or 5 years it's gotten worse in the NFL and why that is. And that trend. And we saw in the Super Bowl, the offensive lines for both teams weren't very good. And there's a reason for it. I'm going to make a video about that. That'll probably be the week after next.
Okay. So I'll give you a preview of a couple of things that are coming up on the Lights Out Sports podcast. Cheese writes the NFL section, so I can't really give you a preview for the NFL stuff, but I can for the college football and for baseball. I will give you this. We're going to talk about the top 10 most expensive college football teams in the upcoming season. We'll look at them and we'll see if any of them are going to be in our top 10. Then the second thing we're going to do is there is a collusion. That's what I'm going to call it. There is a collusion. I mentioned it last week. I said, I hope this doesn't happen, but it has. There is a collusion between ESPN and MLB. And we'll talk about both of those things on the Lights Out Sports podcast this coming Tuesday. Give us the times, Cheese.
8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And make sure you hit the bell after you subscribe.
Right. Another thing that we're going to do a little kind of periodically is the drafts that you did by divisions, right? Whether it be the SEC, the Big Ten, the ACC, Big 12, whatever it is. We're going to work on that over the next few weeks. And I want to kind of leave you with this. I got this. I put this tweet out on our X account at All Gloves Off SM. All right,
there you go.
I'm fighting it here. So the players by conference that were in the Super Bowl. I don't know if you saw this or not. The top 4 conferences that were represented. The Big 12 had 7 players in the Super Bowl this year. The ACC was next with 14. The Big 10 had 25. and the SEC had 30. So yeah, the four major conferences were represented pretty well, and actually kind of put in the order that I probably would have put them in had I even not seen that. So kind of predictable there, but our shows are not predictable. Myself, Mike Valentine, there's my buddy Cheese. He is over on YouTube at Football with Cheese. We appreciate everything that you bring to the show every single week, buddy, and we hope that all of our fans go to your channel, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Look at me, get them all right. And do the same here.
You nailed it.
All right, buddy, any final thoughts before we let this go?
Just that Julian Love had a pick, and I talked about him multiple times on shows. One of the best safeties in the NFL. No one really talks about him, so like nobody. But I brought him up, so yeah, pretty happy about that.
You're gonna break your arm patting yourself on the back tonight. You know that?
Very likely. At Football with Cheese, catch me on YouTube, and I will talk about Julian Love when I do best player at every position coming up in the next couple of days.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to all of that.
Yep.
We certainly have looked forward to everything that all of you guys have done here with us. We thank you for the comments. We thank you for everyone participating today. And of course, as we always say, at the end of every show, the only thing that's fair in life, ladies and gentlemen, is a baseball hit between the third and first base lines. Good evening, everyone. Appreciate you.